Hi all you beautiful friends and family. This video is going to be about healing and our new life, and I'll just share some things about how we can help ourselves and just how I feel things work. For most of us, we wish change, and we feel we need change. And as I see it, it's our soul that's calling us to change our life. And for many of us, it's just really stressful, because there's many things in our life that are difficult to really grasp and understand. So let's just make this really simple and just try to focus, or let's focus our attention on ourselves and our bodies. So this is very much about well-being in our body. I think that's very much a big thing for me, because it's always been something that's taken up a lot of my thoughts and my attention. And there's a whole thing of understanding, and which I really believe, the whole quantum physics thing, that the way our body is working right now is a manifestation of how we feel inside and what's going on inside us. And to be completely well and functioning well in this world, the recipe, as I've mentioned already, is really to change our inner state of being. And when we do, our problems fall away and we feel well. But for most of us, we need to help our bodies too. So it's a balance, really. And just to go back to this, the reason why we're not well in our life, and you can say for the whole, all of our life, every aspect of our life, is because we're not living from our soul. We've not come to the place in life where we've really met our soul and let go of the ego and let our soul take over. That's just really how I feel, that this is the way we're going and this is what we need to do. And for most of us, we won't do it in a moment. It's taking time, because it's so unusual for us. It's just very foreign to us, because we've been so used to doing other things. We've not been used to connecting with our soul. But as I see it, our soul is really the God within, is God within us. And our soul, it has all answers, and it knows exactly how we can live a beautiful life here on this planet. It knows everything we need to know. And the more we decide to connect with this place, which is really our true selves, and allow it to take control, the more we will just not have to think anymore very much, because we'll just always be nudged by our soul to go that way, do that, go for a walk, stop seeing that person. Everything will just come in a natural way, and it's just so liberating, because we're so used to having to try to understand and analyze, work out, make a decision, and when we take the decision we think, oh, was it the right decision? When we get to slowly, step by step, we start allowing the soul to take over, all this very strenuous work stops. Or we can feel that we just don't need it anymore. It's not meant to be strenuous. We're just meant to really let go and let the soul or a God within take over. So talking about health and our body and how we can be unwell to all sorts of degrees. And if you just take an example, let's take a woman, we'll just take a woman who's maybe seriously ill and has been not eating very well for quite a while, and is maybe in different relationships that are very difficult, and maybe in a very stressful job. I mean, there's so many aspects to this woman's life where the soul would be asking her to change her circumstances. So, I mean, if she was a master, if she was just enlightened like that, she could stay in those circumstances and be completely healed and free and just have a new body. I really believe that. That's when you hear about these miracle healings where just suddenly the person is completely changed. But for many of us, for most of us, we need to change different things in our life, because we need to help ourselves and to release, to just step away from destructive ways of being. So maybe the woman decides to change her diet. Maybe she decides that, and that's what's so beautiful when I mean, the very first step for me is to just start praying. Go to yourself, go and be with yourself and start praying and asking for help. And the beautiful thing is that the soul will always tell you the most important thing to focus on. And so the woman might be guided to stop one relationship or stop her job instantly. And here it takes a lot of courage, because you think, because the ego very quickly says, well, what then? What am I going to do? What's going to happen? And the thing is, that's the most beautiful thing, that when we follow our soul, we're actually being taken care of completely. And we get to live in much more abundance than we did when we were fighting to survive. Because as I believe, we're really meant to be here and really have a lot of fun. And we're not meant to work hard. And the work we're meant to do here is fun, is something we love. So the money or whatever pay we're going to get will just be secondary, because we love doing what we're doing so much. So in this situation, it's needed to change these physical what's happening in this person's life. And as soon as she listens to her soul and she follows the guidance, she will feel relief. And that's what I've felt so many times in my life. And I mean, it's not easy, really listening to the soul and asking, what's right for me? What should I do? I just can't see which way to go. The soul will, or God, will always, I think, what we're looking for is the feeling of joy, where you feel, oh, I would just love to do this. I just would love to do this. I don't know how, but I would love this. Oh, this would make me feel so good. That's the ones that really come from the depth of our being. And they're the ones to follow. And you still, I mean, that's the whole way of the soul. God will not give you, He will not give you the relief or the assurance that you're on the right track before you've done it. So you have to step out on the limb. You have to find the courage to say, okay, I'm going to do this because I feel I have to do it. I just feel this enormous joy or this enormous will to do this thing, and I'm going to do it. And when it's right for you, you're going to feel this, oh, that was so good. You're going to feel this enormous amount of joy and relief. And that's the way I feel. That's the way God shows us, you did the right thing. You'll be fine. You're on your way. Keep going. Keep doing things like that. Listen within. Sense what is my heart telling me. And it might take a day, might take a week, might take a few minutes. Just trust that the answer's going to come, and go with a feeling of joy. And you will be guided every single step. So it's just so beautiful how we're here to live in our soul, live completely connected to our soul, and when we allow our soul to step forward and our ego to step back. And it doesn't mean that we won't have a personality. We will still have a personality, but we will sense that we are one. So and our personality won't be so important to us anymore, because we're so we're swimming in this ocean of oneness, and we feel so good that we're following our heart. We have no need to satisfy other people's needs for us anymore, because we know that it's very unhappy to be like that, to just try to satisfy other people what they think you should do. So it's just so beautiful. So when we wish to heal, to go back to the body and the well-being of the body, we can do physical things, we can change our diet, we can move away from relationships, we can do all these different physical things outwardly, and they will help, of course. A woman who's been eating very bad food for a long time, she will feel an enormous relief, and she'll probably feel quite ill in the beginning because all these toxins have to get out of the body, but she will help her body to become more to allow her pure self to come forth. She's purifying herself, but at the same time realizing that the soul that she's allowing to step forward is pure already. So when we detox and change our diet to a much more vibrant and good foods, we're telling ourselves that we love ourselves and we wish good for ourselves, and as the body detoxes, it's taking away all these layers that are making us not really feel ourselves. It's all these layers that actually don't make us feel really alive. So it's just really fascinating, I think. So I just wanted to put this video in, because I'm going to go into more physical things, and it's just really to tell you that I believe that we always must come back to our inner state of mind, because the ego is so strong, our old self is so strong, and it's just dying to come in. Dying, it's dead already. It so wants to come back into control. And so really that's what I got very strongly this morning. Every single day, no matter what you're doing, how many outer things you're changing, and how many things you feel, oh, this was really good for me, always come back to yourself, come back to sensing, how do I feel within? And we are the ones who choose how we feel. And this is also it's just really powerful, I feel, because we can have all these stuck emotions, all this old emotions that haven't been released, and that it takes a while, and it's a big job, but if we really come into this moment and just allow ourselves to feel good, as I've been talking about before, also the series I made about feeling deeply loved, if you allow yourself the feeling right where you are, with all the stuck emotions you might have from your past, if you just sort of cut through and say, I want to allow myself to feel deeply loved or deeply peaceful right now. deeply joyful right now, you are actually stepping into your soul, because that is the condition, that is the state of your soul. Your soul is always filled with love, filled with peace, filled with wisdom. There's no worry in your soul. Full of creativity, full of beauty, full of strength and rootedness. Your soul is completely well. So simply going within and with our mind, deciding, I want to allow myself to feel peace right now. Really, the past traumas, the things that are going on in the body right now, they really do very quickly just more or less vanish. They just become nothing. Because it's really only when we give them attention, like, oh, this happened in my childhood, and I know I've got this old anger, and I know, if we come right into this now and really feel that we are peaceful, that anger is really not there anymore. So it dissolves because we're not giving it attention. But on our journey, becoming aware that these emotions are there is really vital, I feel. So, but the power, as Eckhart Tolle says, the power is in right now in this moment, and this is really where you're born, and when you're free, and when you are creating your life right now. It's in this very moment, and all it is, as Louise Hay says, all these beautiful people, it's only a thought, and thoughts can be changed. And really, I'm not talking about a thought. I want to think about peace. It's really going deeper and allowing an emotion, which is really your true self, the peace within, allow it to come forth and fill you. And it's really just something we decide. And with this peace that we feel, when I get up out of this chair and go and take a meal, to feel that it's still there and it's guiding me to this meal. What am I to eat? Maybe I should just have some water. Maybe I want a big meal. And to really sense how our soul is guiding us through joy. What do I really feel like right now? That's the soul guiding. And do it. Just do it. And it's just so wonderful, because life becomes such fun and very different to what we were used to, because we're simply being guided to feel good all the time. Just keep feeling good. Doing what we love. And you will see, if you're not already doing it, that you will be provided for in abundance, really. You get to live in more and more abundance. It's so beautiful. So, yeah, so we'll go on with some more physical things now. And I send you all my love and pray that you just, you allow yourself in this very moment to just feel the peace or the joy, whatever you feel like. See you, my friend.